Hey everyone, Cam Roberts here. I'm joined by my good mate, Steve Plummer. Steve, thanks for coming on the live stream today.
Hey Cam, how you going? Hi everyone.
Now, today, Steve's going to be sharing with us the 3 gut-churning challenges commercial writers face and how to defeat them. So, Steve, let's kick off. Let's get straight into it. First of all, why is there gut-churning challenges, and how do commercial writers defeat them?
Yeah, well, a commercial writer, copywriter, anyone who writes for a living, Cam, it's a business, and I guess for in that instance, it's like any other business. You lay awake at night and you think of your problems, right? Now, I actually don't think you've been in business unless you've done that, right?
Yeah.
And so I do get asked from time to time about certain things, and Cam, there really is 3 things that come up, right? And the first one is, well, clients. 1, how do I get more clients? And 2, how do I better manage them? The better management thing, certainly there are some things that you can do, and I do share those with people from time to time, but that's also an experience thing, right? Where you working with someone, you think, oh, gee, I could have done that better, and you reflect on that, and then next time you don't make that mistake. So you do have to jump through, those kind of hoops. But the big one, and, I totally get this, when you've got bills to pay, how do I get more clients, right?
Yeah.
How do I get more clients? Because often, if you're a writer, let's face it, you're probably introverted. I could show you 100 introvert memes that you would just burst out laughing because they're so accurate. You get to a party and you want to leave straight away because you don't know anyone you can go and stand beside, kind of thing. All of that sort of thing. So, as a writer, it naturally isn't so much your ease for you and easy for you to be out there if you're quote unquote out there. So, there are some internal challenges that you have to overcome. And I always say to people, look, this is a business. Your writing is a business, and because we get so close to it, our brain works really quickly, right? How can I do it? I've got to do more, blah, 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 blah. What I suggest everyone does is treat yourself like you would treat any other client. And if you're a good writer, the first thing you're going to ask them is, well, who's your ideal client? Tell me about your market. It's got to be something about that. And so, you've got to know your who. If you don't know your who really well, it's hard, because it is, as you know, Cam, it's shooting fish in a barrel, right? And as you know, the clients we've worked with together, we've got really specific about who they're targeting. And again, that only comes with experience, but it is for your own business. Who do you want to target? I know that there's no great revelation in that, Cam, right? And that's as old as copywriting itself. But I still see people make that mistake, or because I still get, oh, well, it's everyone, really.
No, that's so true. I just share something really quickly with you. I had the opportunity to speak on someone's stage the other week, and that was one of the things I said. You've got to be able to, pick your market, right? Create that buyer persona and understand your ideal avatar, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And of course, there's 10% of the people in the room stick their hand up and say, "But my thing, everyone can buy." And it's like, well, I understand that everyone might be able to buy it, but it doesn't mean you should market it to everyone. 80% of your customers probably come from 20% of your services, right? So that's a really important step.
Yeah, and it's also, that's a really good point, Cam. It's also that aim your messaging at those 20%, your heavy users.
Yeah,
right? That will get you your biggest bang for buck when you're messaging. So that's the first one. Like, be your own client, and if you have to, break the pattern of being in the office. Go and sit under a tree with a blank bit of paper or a notebook. Go to a cafe and sit there. Who are you targeting? So that's the first thing. It's who, and then the second thing is like, well, where do these people hang out, right? If your target market CEOs, you're probably not going to do a lot on TikTok. I know, again, that's kind of stating the obvious, but where, that's the second step. Where are they? Where are these people going to be hanging out? Where and how can you reach them? And
that's really good.
Yeah, and then the third part of that, I think, is how can you reach them often? And even create a system. And this is probably the thing that I find frustrating, and also frustrates me. It's people, every one of us, we're pleasure seekers, so we want the simple solution, right? We want the magic pill, but getting good at getting clients is really consistent small steps in the right direction. I wish it wasn't so, Cam, but that's it, right? It's small, consistent steps.
Totally. It's like going to the gym or training for the Olympics or, being an athlete. Like, you don't get results. You don't get great results just from doing it 3 times, right? You've got to do it over and over again. You become a master from years of doing that, same approach over and over again. And what's more important is not just changing approaches all the time and, going off over to the left, over to TikTok and trying TikTok for, 3 weeks. Oh, that didn't work. And over to LinkedIn. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, direct mail. That didn't work. It actually dilutes the effectiveness of the approach.
Yeah, totally. And you're right that it's when you are emotional about it, or you kind of want, you're a little bit desperate almost, when you're working by yourself, you look for that shiny object that's going to give you the magic pill. You're so much better off putting your effort into those consistent actions every day to reach the right person you're trying to target, where they are, with the message that's going to resonate with them.
That's really good.
I reiterate, aim your messaging at your heavy users, the top 20% of people who you want to target. If that's CEOs, well, is it CEOs within a certain industry? If that's small business owners, is it small business owners within a geographical location, or is it small business owners within a particular niche? Is it medium-sized service businesses? Know those who you actually want to target.
Yeah, so that's good. So the first challenge is understand who you want to target and create a system for that. What's the next gut churning challenge that people face or writers face?
No, Cam, I'm just not good enough. My words aren't good. Don't
get all upset on me, Steve.
But it's true though. Like, that confidence is a big thing, and I know, again, every business is like this, but when you are writing something, it kind of comes from the heart, and when it doesn't work or you get a knockback or whatever, that you're not human if that doesn't damage you a little bit. I say damage a little bit tongue in cheek, because you do have to be able to roll with the punches, but your confidence can take a hit. So, I always tell people I'm working with, try and get your clients some quick wins, right? Small little quick wins. You're not going to write $1 million campaign right out of the gate, right? That's just, I never did. I know you've done lots of $1 million campaigns, Cam. That wasn't the first one you ever did, right?
No, not the first one. might have been the second, Steve, but it wasn't the first.
Oh yeah, turn it up.
No, that's true.
But look for those small quick wins. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, do you think writers in general, writers and copywriters in general, commercial writers and copywriters in general, do you think they're challenged because they don't see the instant results of what they're doing? So, for instance, like if I was a graphic designer, I create something and all of a sudden I see it and I can present it to the client and they like it, right? Or if I build a page, for instance, and I can get instant feedback from the client whether they like the page or not, right? However, with writing, it's different because you've got to test it, and there's some measuring going on, and open rates and click-through rates and opt-ins and all of that, and it's got to tweak and change and get optimized. So often there can be that delay before a writer even knows that what they've written for the client can be effective, right?
Yeah, totally. I guess it's best summed up by calling it delay fatigue, right? You do
delay fatigue,
and you can that can increase the anxiety. I hope that's going to work. Is that really going to work? Especially when you're starting out, right? You become a little bit immune to that as you get deeper into your career after 5, 6, 10, 20, whatever years, but you can get a little bit like that. So, to get your confidence, always be looking for new stuff, but be careful of shiny objects, because realistically there are only so many courses. I've done lots and lots of copywriting courses. I'm not encouraging not to do your courses. But also know when it's time to really get good within yourself, because it's so easy to just look outside and, there's another really good course. And you look at all the testimonials, I've got to do that. And, that can be a big distraction to the getting of the clients, the sharpening of the sword to get really good at what you do. Not saying don't, but just be careful of learning fatigue. Because it is time consuming, right? It's really time consuming, and I guess the other thing, Cam, it does help you if you've got some kind of mentor to work with, to turn to, especially if you're just beginning. No one knows everything. I wish I did. I don't know everything. You and I bounce ideas off each other all the time. Hey, Cam, what do you reckon about this? What do you reckon about that? Like, it's and that's an invaluable thing. And that's probably the other thing. And this leads into number 3. As a writer, most of the time you're very isolated, and you need to, and which is a good thing. I'll explain in a minute. But so you need to be looking for ways to actually end that isolation. I say that it's a good thing because, like I said before, most writers are introverts. So we kind of like working all alone, right? And we like not talking to people, and we like being in our zone, in our space.
Yeah.
But only until we don't like that.
Right.
I know that sounds really contradictory, but as a card-carrying member of the Introverts Club, right? I love being by myself. I love my own company. I love my own thoughts until I don't, right? And then I do need that social interaction, and that was what one of the things that started you and I working together, a couple of years back. Remember, we just, let's go and have a coffee. Let's catch up. Let's get out of the house, right? I mean, because you're an introverted guy as well, perhaps not as painfully introverted as I am, but that was something that really boosted us. So be wary of that isolation, because it can become a bit of a dark hole almost that you can fall into. So, again, have somewhere to go to break that pattern. I believe that pattern interrupts are really good for us, in whatever field that we're in. Sure, we've got our routine, our discipline, and all those sorts of things, but a pattern interrupt every now and again is really, really important to just open your mind, and really get things, get you thinking in a different way, or at least open you up to new thinking, And so I think those 3 things, Cam, is, are the really big things. Clients, how do I get them? How do I manage them better? I really need to be confident, especially, and this is the thing too, when you're working with clients, they want to be assured that, that what you're telling them is true. So you've got to believe in yourself, to be able to work with clients. So confidence is a big thing, but ending the isolation is also good for the confidence and good for helping you get clients. Right? Because it just kind of builds on itself.
Yeah, it's like self-fulfilling. It comes around back in the circle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Put yourself in that environment. That's who you become, and you get those strategies on how to get clients. You get those strategies on how you build your confidence. Your confidence gets built up because of the environment that you've placed yourself into.
Yeah, and it's very, very easy, especially in current times, right? 3 weeks can go by and all of a sudden, oh, gee, I haven't done anything. And dare I say it, Cam, you and I fall into that trap. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been online, right? So it's really important to be deliberate and proactive with that when you work by yourself. Because like I said, all of us introverts, God, we love our isolation.
Yeah.
Except when we don't, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Except when it's time to end it, right? Then we need to do something about it.
Yeah. All right. Now, Steve, we're almost out of time, but for those that have watched this live, or maybe you're watching this a little bit later after the live stream's been and gone, and maybe you're thinking of writing a book, or maybe you're already a writer or already a copywriter or thinking of doing copywriting, Steve, how can they get your help? Because I know you've got something that might be able to help some people.
Yeah, sure, Cam. I'm starting a new program very shortly that I've called, interestingly, the Copywriter's Escape Room. And let me just share my screen with you very, very quickly. I think it's that one.
Just while you're pulling that up, that sounds like a really good name, Steve. I love the Copywriting Escape Room.
Yeah, can you see that, Cam, or not?
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
Okay, that works all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, okay. So I've called it Copywriter's Escape Room. Now, I know escape room is that entertaining facility or phenomenon at the moment, right? There's escape rooms and you go and have fun. But if you actually look at the definition, I'd love to read this out from Wikipedia. Now, an escape room is... it says is a game in which a team of players discovers clues, solves problems, and accomplishes tasks in one or more rooms in order to accomplish a specific goals in a limited amount of time. And so, to me, that was a light bulb moment. Like, that's kind of what I want us to do in Copywriter's Escape Room, right? It's a team of us players as copywriters, as commercial writers. We're looking for clues. We're solving puzzles, and we're accomplishing. And what we're trying to accomplish is to get you off that treadmill of isolation, that lack of confidence, that lack of clients, and get your writing career moving forward. So what it is, it's not a training course. We don't do now week 1, week 2, week 3. It's not like that. It's a meetup, an open online Zoom forum where I only want a small number of people, 9 or less. There are 5 at the moment who have said yes, they are
That's
in.
cool. Yeah.
Yep. We turn up every week, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, what's on the agenda today, people? And let's hear your questions, your problems, your challenges. Now, based on my experience, I will then offer, my solutions, my advice, my take on how you can actually approach that challenge. And the other thing I will do, Cam, is sometimes, especially when you're starting out, you actually don't know what $1 million campaign looks like. And so I'm happy to share as we go through the program, some of my $1 million plus campaigns and actually break them down and show what worked and why. So it's it's an open forum. There's no set agenda, but I will be expecting each week, I'm going to ask you, what are you going to do this week to change your business, and hold you accountable each week that you've got to come back and report next week. So it's not a training course. It's an open forum where we get together and we solve problems. And it's really, really affordable, Cam. It's more about me helping people than buying my own little tropical island in the next couple of months, So,
okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone's watching this, how can they, what do you want them to do next?
Yeah, it's pretty simple and easy. If you'd like some more info about it, just PM me, say info, please, and I'll shoot you through a PDF with all of the details, and then you can take it from there. So it's a simple 2-step process. Tell me that you're interested. Hopefully you do it on time so that you beat the 4 or 5 spots that we've got left.
Excellent.
And yeah, it's as simple as that. So the information I send you is only a couple of pages long too. It's not an onerous kind of thing to look through. So you should be able to make a decision really, really quickly.
Excellent. All right. So if you're watching this live or later on, I encourage you to hook up with Steve and DM him for more info. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out for those folks in there as well. So it's going to be fantastic. Escape room, love the name, love the concept, and it's going to be fantastic.
All right. Look forward to seeing everyone there. Remember, just DM me with info, please, and I'll flick you through that PDF, and I look forward to talking with you.
Cheers. All right. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Cam. Thanks, everyone. See ya.